Brandon, I know in the past, normally you have a pretty good idea what you're going to get from John Means. But today, given the long layoff between starts and what he's gone through emotionally, is it really one of those situations where you really don't know?
Yeah, I don't know. It's he's been going through a rough time, and his in-between starts routine has obviously been interrupted. And so we just don't know what we're going to get out of him today. We're so happy to see him. Yesterday, it was good to see a smile on his face, and our guys welcomed him back with open arms. And obviously, we feel for him and his family. And he's been going through, and still is, a really rough time. So it's going to be fun to see him back out there today. But I just really have no idea how long he can go.
Next up, Dan Connolly.
Brandon, I know that the mindset has been, basically every game, one game at a time, all of that. But, you're now a third of the way through the season, 20 games in. When does it go from we're having a nice start to we're in contention for something here? I mean, when is there a time in the schedule, date, or anything number-wise where you really think that switch needs to be flipped?
I really don't want to lose the focus of where our mindset is right now and what it's been, which is trying to win every game, trying to win every series. This is not easy. We're facing Max Scherzer today, and we have 40 games to go, and we're going to do our best to compete for the rest of the next 40 games. And I don't want to scoreboard watch or think too far ahead. I really just want to focus on trying to win today. And then we got the Blue Jays coming in. We have a tough schedule the rest of the way, and we're facing really good pitching. And that's what our guys want. I want our guys to focus on just today and not worry about just the games back or whatever it may be. I just want our guys to worry about what's right in front of us.
Do you think that is there a time where that changes? I mean, is there a time 40 games in, 30 games in, 50 games in where you start looking at the scoreboard?
Yeah, I think when you get into September and there's a finish line where you kind of see the finish line. I don't think we're seeing the finish line yet. But yeah, I think we wait until we get into September and kind of see where we are, and then you kind of are very, very aware. But right now, we still got 40 to go. We're still in the middle of August, and we're just trying to win every game we can.
Todd Karpovich.
Hi, Brandon. Henzer Alberto, I mean, he's probably a guy you could talk about every day, but he's got a 9-game hitting streak. He's really emerged as one of the best hitters in MLB this season, just with his statistics. What's he bring to the lineup every single day for you guys?
Well, he's fun to talk about because he's fun to watch play, and he's fun in the clubhouse. He's fun on the field. He brings an energy wherever he is, a positive energy. Doesn't ever want to come out of the lineup. I got to try to find a day for him at some point because I feel like I'm running him to the ground a little bit. But he's just playing so well, and the bats are very, very competitive. He's playing a very solid second base. You've seen a bunch of double plays that he's turned in this last 4 or 5 days that have been exceptional. Just got great hands and footwork around the base. So he just brings it. He is our catalyst, and when he goes, we go, and he's involved in a lot of our big innings and starting rallies, and so he's just a great guy to have on the club, and I'm really happy with his success, and it's been fun to watch.
John Meoli.
Morning, Brandon. On the flip side of that, is there anyone that you and the coaches find yourself talking about a lot as being a big part of this start to the season that we don't ask about or you don't get to talk about publicly as much as guys like Alberto or Iglesias?
Well, I've been really impressed with our catching duo. The way these guys have swung the bat has been exceptional. The at-bats, both of them have been taking it as just really improved from last year, and love to see that continue. Our bullpen was obviously inconsistent last year, and what some of these guys are doing. With Tanner Scott last night, going through the heart of the order, getting 5 big outs, guys that have just like him that have improved. So I think that we got a bunch of guys that are playing hard and playing to win, and it's been fun to watch them compete. It's been fun to watch them grow over the past year.
Guys, quick follow-up to that. A few days ago, I don't know if you've spoken about it since, you talked about how Severino's also done a really good job of calling to the game plan. I know that a lot of work's been done from, SIG on down to get those guys all the information and distill it through, the pitching coaches. What's that process been like of you guys getting that information to a playable level and also having them get it to the pitchers and have it work out so well?
You mean how does the communication work from that standpoint?
Well, yeah. How does it work, and how are you seeing it benefit everyone on the field?
Well, it's benefiting. There's no doubt about it, and that's something that we started second half of last year. Something that some of us had been involved with previously, and it's just a roadmap into pitcher strengths, hitters' weaknesses, counts, all sorts of things. And our catchers have completely bought into it. They make it important. It goes from our advanced team, superstars like Ryan Klemick and Ben Sussman Hyde that then communicate with Cuz and Broke and Darren Holmes and Holty. Then we have meetings with the catchers, and we have meetings with the catchers and the starters, and it's just one fluid communication trail that our guys have bought into. Our catchers have it on their wrist during the game, and we can go away from it at times, but it's really a nice roadmap for them to call a game and pitch to our pitcher strengths.
Rich Dubrow.
Hey, Brandon, going back to the record, 4 years you were on a postseason team in Chicago. Is there anything that you gained from being on those postseason teams that can help this team in the next 4 games?
Kind of cut out a little bit, but I think just tell me if I'm wrong. I think you asked 4 years in Chicago playoffs. Is it helpful for me to communicate players wise? I think that one thing. I mean, I've learned a lot from Joe and his style, and that was, I'd never been in the postseason before I was with Joe in 15, and one thing that I just got from him is just how consistent he is, and how consistent he is through 162 games, and understanding that there's waves throughout the season where you're playing well, you're not playing well. Doesn't matter if it's April or September, but just coming in the clubhouse the same way with the same routine, one day at a time mentality. No game is bigger than the next. We're not going to try to get up for this series. We're not facing this guy. We need to get going. It's just a real consistent mindset. And that's what I'm just trying to be with these guys. I'm trying to be the same way if we lost 3 in a row and if we won 3 in a row. And I think that that's helpful. It creates a calm in the clubhouse. I think a lot of these guys have never been 2 games out in the middle of August before in their careers, right? So I think that I want them to feel a sense of calm and just go out and play.
Dave Ginsburg.
Brandon, is there any update on Dylan Tate? We haven't heard from him in a while. Is his elbow getting better?
It is, yes. He's throwing to hitters. Through a couple of days ago, through an inning plus down there, and so he's getting close.
Steve Molesky.
Brandon, if people wonder about the Orioles' great start on offense and can it continue, is one encouraging factor to you who they've done it against, this run of quality pitching, and what has been some of the keys to that?
Yeah, we faced some of the elite pitchers in the game, and we're going to continue to do that too. We're going to be playing the same people over again, and so I don't know what it is. I think we've just taken really good at bats, and I think that we have. I think Don Long and Jose Hernandez have done a great job in preparing these guys from a approach standpoint. I think they do a really nice job of getting these guys mindset right prior to the game. We understand pitcher strengths and weaknesses. We understand what they're trying to do against us. We understand what we do well, and really focus on that. And you know, some of these guys that we faced have great arms, and we just have taken really good at bats against them. Just kind of a next guy up mentality, get the next guy up, and try to win every pitch offensively. And you know, when they've made mistakes, we've put good swings on the baseball and driven the ball. So yeah, just been impressed with our offensive approach so far this year. I think that at times we can get over aggressive. And I think that we saw that in the Marlins series with sinker ball guys, changeup guys. You know, the other night against Fetty, where it was just rolling sinkers in there early in the count, and sometimes we're not pushing them up out and being a little bit more patient. So that's just one thing for us to work on a little bit. But for the most part, we've really battled against some really good pitching this year, and it's exciting.
Back to Rich.
Quickly, Brandon, is Thomas Eshelman going to get another start, or is he going to go into the bullpen?
He is going to. We're going to put him in the bullpen. He should be available possibly today and tomorrow. Then definitely tomorrow.